They told you that knowledge is power. But here, in the dawn of history, knowledge feels like a curse. You are armed with everything your modern world taught you: fire, medicine, weapons, survival skills. But none of it was meant for this world. The beasts you faced last night still haunt you. Their growls echo in your chest. Their eyes burned into your memory. You know you survived because of one thing only: your knowledge. The fire you wielded saved you. But a question lingers. If knowledge saves you once, what happens the next time? Will it protect you, or will it tempt you into choices that change everything? Because here's the secret you've started to realize. In a world that never knew you, the more you use your knowledge, the more you risk rewriting history itself. This is the paradox of time travel. The sharpest weapon you carry is also the one most likely to cut you. The torch is gone, but the fire remains. You sit by the faint glow of embers, feeding twigs and dry leaves into the fragile flames. Fire has always been humanity's oldest ally. But tonight, it feels like a double-edged sword. In this prehistoric world, fire does not belong to anyone yet. No tribes guard it, no myths explain it, no predators fear it, except for the ones who saw it in your hands last night. You stare at the flames and think, should you keep it burning, or let it die? Because keeping fire means survival, warmth, safety, light. But it also means every creature that sees it now learns something it shouldn't know. Fire in the wrong eyes is evolution ahead of schedule. You are no longer just surviving, you are teaching. Every flicker of flame is a lesson whispered into the memory of beasts and beings, not meant to hear it. And that's when it hits you. The knowledge that saves your life today could unravel the story of life tomorrow. Your stomach growls. Hunger gnaws at you more than fear. You look at the stones around you, sharp edges, jagged points. Instinctively, your hand reaches for them. You know how to shape them, how to chip one against another until a blade is born. A knife, a weapon, a tool. It would be so easy. Your ancestors did it. Why shouldn't you? But you stop. Because you're not your ancestors, you're an intruder. They had the right to discover stone tools. You don't. Still, the temptation consumes you. You imagine splitting branches into spears, carving edges sharp enough to hunt, striking sparks to light new fires. All knowledge you carry, all shortcuts to survival. But shortcuts come with costs. If even one tribe sees you with tools before they're ready, if even one animal learns to fear your weapons, you've changed their evolution. You've created history's first invention centuries, maybe millennia, too soon. And that's the cruel irony. Knowledge is begging to be used. Your survival screams for it. But every strike of stone on stone risks striking history itself. You hold the rock tightly, trembling. It feels heavier than any weapon ever forged. Because it's not just a stone anymore. It's a choice. Will this tool save you? Or will it be the first tool that destroys the timeline? Your cuts sting. Your hands are scratched from running, your legs bruised from falling. Infection lurks in every wound. Back home, you'd clean them with antiseptic, cover them with bandages, heal without thought. But here, antiseptic doesn't exist. Here, infection kills. And yet, you know things, herbs that soothe, water that must be boiled, honey that seals wounds. Your mind races with cures. You could save yourself. Maybe even save others. Creatures, tribes, even entire species that would die without your knowledge. But you stop, because saving one life might mean changing the lives of millions. What happens if you save a predator that should have died? What if you heal a wound that ensures its lineage thrives instead of perishing? What if your survival means a species that should have vanished now lives on? Knowledge of healing feels noble, but here it is dangerous. Every bandage you wrap, every herb you chew, is a decision that ripples forward in ways you'll never see. You touch your wounds, torn between agony and restraint. Pain reminds you that survival has always been fragile. And perhaps, fragility was always meant to be part of history. Night falls again, and with it, whispers rise, not from creatures, but from within your own mind. You begin to wonder, what if you went further? What if you didn't just survive, but ruled? You know things no being here could ever dream of. You could set traps, build shelters, tame fire, command beasts, even teach language if you dared. In a world without civilization, you could be its first king. The thought seduces you, because survival feels too small. You could shape the destiny of life itself, write history not as it was, but as you want it to be. But then the fear strikes, because power is not one-sided. Once you unleash knowledge, you can never control where it spreads. Fire burns more than it warms. Weapons kill more than they protect. Words inspire more than they explain. You came here by accident, but power whispers that accidents can become empires. And deep down, empires built too early always collapse. You stand by a river, staring at your reflection. The face looking back at you is familiar, but in this world, it is alien. And you realize the truth. Your knowledge is not a gift here. It is a curse. It isolates you, makes you dangerous. Because everything you know was meant for another time, another story. And now, every thought you have feels like a temptation. One step closer to changing what was never yours to change. The beasts watch you differently now. The forest listens. Even the air feels tense, as if time itself is warning you. Do not cross the line. But lines blur when your survival hangs in the balance. So you ask yourself, what's worse? Dying with knowledge you never used, or surviving by rewriting the history of everything? The next morning, you try to walk away from temptation. You leave the fire to die, drop the stone, push away the herbs. But hunger, pain, and fear follow, and with them, certainty begins to collapse. Back in your world, knowledge always gave answers. Here, knowledge only gives questions. If you don't use it, you die. If you do use it, you might kill the future. And so you wander, torn between two deaths. The death of your body or the death of history. You feel smaller than ever, dwarfed by forces you cannot control. The sun rises, but it feels heavier than comforting. Because every new day here is not a blessing, it's a test. And the test always ends with the same question. Would your knowledge save you or destroy you? As night falls again, you sit beneath the stars. They shine as they always have, cold and eternal. But you are not eternal. You are fragile. And for the first time, you wonder, not just if knowledge will save you or destroy you, but if you will ever find your way back home. Because every night the thought grows louder. What if this is it? What if you never escape this timeline? What if this wilderness, these beasts, these choices, are your forever? The fire flickers. Your reflection in the flames looks older, wearier. And the truth presses down on you like gravity. The longer you stay, the more you change. And the more you change, the less chance there is of ever going back. You close your eyes and whisper to yourself the fear you've been avoiding all along. What if I never return? The night answers only with silence. Next episode, the horror of knowing you might never return.